Okay, so if you don't like political stuff, if you don't like talking about the state of the world, whatever. Sorry, I think that was like way off of my head. Scroll away, I guess, would be my thing. Because lately, I've been feeling really hopeless and just kind of like, what can I do? What can I do that will actually like make sense and make a change and try to like help in the stuff that's going on in the world right now? And besides like protesting and calling my senator, which I live in Oregon, so like my senator is pretty good about that kind of stuff. We're mostly a Democratic state, so basically, like, you know, well, I'm just gonna say, abortion and all of that stuff is still legal here, and healthcare stuff provided, and all of that. So I'm really lucky because I live here. Now, I used to live in Iowa, which is mostly Republican, I think. I think that's on my dad's side. Anyways, they don't necessarily agree with that, but I'm in a safe state, which is awesome. But then I'm just like, okay, well, what can I do besides going out and protesting, contacting my senator and telling him, like, hey, I don't like the rules that are, you know, I don't like the stuff that's coming out. I don't like the women don't have rights. I don't like all this, because basically in my state, like, it's still mostly all good. So one of the things I did was I started buying banned books, and I realized that I actually had like a bunch of the banned books, and I'm like, oh, well, that's great. But there's some older books that I learned in school that you have to read in school, and so I started purchasing them and getting them. And I got this cool sticker, and I was really excited about it. And then I'm like, well, okay, if I have this book, what is it, like, what is it doing? Like, I can read it. That's great. I can, like, loan it to people. That's great. But, like, you know, somebody else who needs to know this information, that doesn't know this information, should have this information. So, anyways, the past couple weeks, I've been just feeling so hopeless and just kind of sad and depressed, and like, what is these next years gonna be? Like, it's already crazy, and it's like, I don't know, not even, it's February, so like not even 2 months in. So, I'm moving into like suggestions, nice suggestions, obviously on the side of like what I'm going with here. Other comments are just going to be deleted, so like, just don't even bother, because I did have a lot of comments when I was like, oh, I'm off of Twitter, that were like, oh, well, we don't want you on there anyways, or like, I don't know, just my whole family voted for Trump, and I'm like, that's nice. Like, why are you taking the time to comment on my video when you clearly know whose side I'm on? Like, just like, why? Why is that important to you? So yeah, I've been just feeling like that lately. So I want to make a difference. So if anybody who's on the blue side, anybody who supports transgender people, transgender rights, transgender kids, transgender, I think it's affirmative care, or like transition medical care, LGBTQ plus 2 rights, I think I said all of that right, women's rights, science is real, Black Lives Matter, obviously using that on my page as what, like, we all stand for here. Tell me some ideas of like what I can do to help, because I want to help, but I can't protest every single like manufacturer and like business, because like I would have nowhere to buy groceries. I would have nowhere to buy anything. And like there's some things that like I need. I am protesting like certain things, you know, but like I don't know what to protest, because like we're supposed to like protest Target because they took their, I think it's DEI. I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry, but like we're supposed to protest Target. I'm like, okay, well, I only really go to Target for basically like to look at Funko Pops, and then sometimes for laundry soap and stuff, but I can go to Walmart. Well, then they're like, oh no, but we're also boycotting Walmart. And I'm like, oh, but then like that's where I get my stuff, and it's cheap enough to like buy a big supply of it so that I have it for my family. So they're like, go to Fred Meyer. But I'm like, yeah, but it's too expensive at Fred Meyer. And at Winco, all of their stuff that's not food is like so expensive, so you can't get it at Winco Foods if you're in this area, you know. And so I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? Do I just like not get laundry soap? And then they're like, oh, well, you can make laundry soap. And I'm like, yeah, I could, but like I still have to go and buy the supplies. And then they're like, oh no, you can't go on Amazon. And just for the record, I don't agree with the Amazon guy, like I think Jeff Bezos. I don't agree with him at all. I think he's like not nice, and I think that he could help a lot of people if he really wanted to, because he's like a billionaire. But like it's hard to explain, but like how do we do stuff and protest and help without just being like, oh, well, I'm not gonna use this and I'm not gonna do this? Because like Andrew's like grandpa needed socks the other day, and we can't get down there to go buy him socks, and we also are not supposed to go to Target or Walmart. So like the easiest way was just to get, because Amazon has Prime, which has free shipping. So it's like if we get him the socks on Amazon and then we have it free shipped to his house, so that all he has to do is like Nana has to open the door and get the socks. Like, is that, I would argue that a lot of people would say that's not helping because we're ordering through Amazon, but like what if you don't have a choice? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I don't have a lot of choices to not like buy stuff in like protest places, because like where else am I supposed to get my stuff? And I know you're supposed to get like not home owned, what is it? Self-owned businesses and stuff like that. And you're supposed to go through them and stuff like that. But it's like, does a self-owned business own like just like a cheap laundry soap that I can buy? Because I would love to support them, but like also I need laundry soap for things. So like that's where I'm at. I'm just like dazed and confused and just like I don't know what to do. So I'm just kind of, that's why the vlogs have been just like, because I'm just like I don't know what to vlog. Like this is what I'm doing, like while I'm doing my normal stuff. I'm just thinking about like what can I do to help. So I want to help, don't get me wrong, I want to help, I want to protest, I want to like get these corporations to just like stop doing what they're doing and like help. But how do I do that while still being able to survive out here when like, you know, grocery prices are going up and gas is going up and like all of that stuff? That's what I'm saying. So that's where I am. I'm in that state right now. And I just, yeah. So if anybody is like-minded like me and like has any ideas, put it in the comments, because I really want to know like what can I do? Like when the banned straw thing came up and they were like, oh yeah, we gotta ban straws, like plastic straws. It's super bad for the environment. I like took all my straws and threw them out. like, I want to do something that helps, but also, like, that is sustainable, that I can, like, keep up and still survive in the world. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, anyways, put that in the comments below. That's kind of the state of where I am right now. I'm also, like, super just upset because you saw my video where I did, like, oh, they're banning TikTok. They banned TikTok, and they, like, were so mad about it. They're like, all these millennials and younger are on TikTok, and they're saying things, and they're we don't like it, and they're taking our data. And I'm like, but Facebook does the exact same thing, but okay, whatever. And then they banned it, and so, like, everybody was so upset and everything like that. And then all the older people are, like, making fun of the younger people for being upset about an app that they took away. But it's like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. But, like, TikTok, the app, like, made a lot of people feel seen, heard, gave a lot of people friends, and helped a lot during the pandemic. And I just think, like, that's where all of this kind of, like, started out, is because I was just like, they're banning TikTok, the app, but they're not gonna ban, like, assault rifles and stuff like that, and, like, they're not gonna help with, like, school shootings and things like that. It's just gonna be like, oh, prayers and blah blah blah. But, like, a TikTok app where you just make videos of you talking, videos of you dancing, silly videos, they're like, that needs to be banned. But we can't figure out, like, gun stuff? That makes absolutely no sense to me. So, anyways, that's the state that I'm in right now. I just feel, like, all miscombobulated and just, I don't know. I want to help, and I want to be, like, an advocate, and I want to be on the right side of history, and I know I'm on the right side of history because I voted for Kamala, and I support all of these things, and I think it's crazy that other people don't. And, like, every day the news just has another thing, like, terrible thing that they're doing, or, like, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, ooh, it's too much. So, like, what can I actually do to help? Again, put it in the comments.